Oh no! Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where today we are going to be continuing work down here with the livestock. I have continued to transform the barn into the bigger, badder, better barn build that it always deserved to be. So, as you can see, now that I've got the front taken care of, it looked a little barren, it looked a little silly, having these walls be solid, so I added the windows here, which I think looks fantastic. The only issue with it is on this side, as we run through, you'll notice that these pieces of the fencing actually connect up to the glass on the inside, but that's such a minor thing that I'm not really worried about it. Also, I cannot remember whether or not I said this yesterday, but because the barn is one block longer than it used to be, it's no longer, you can no longer have the one block wide windows evenly placed. So what I did to correct this was I just made the windows too wide, which actually makes sense. It's not too wide, it's 2 with a W wide, which makes sense because now the shutters can actually shut and not overlap each other, which is the problem you would have on these. These also look good, but it's not practical. It makes no sense. These shutters wouldn't work unless they're double layer, which makes sense because this is like an east to west sort of a thing. You'd want double layers on the side to prevent those harsh east to west winds from breaking the windows. I made that up. That's not a real thing. We do need to redo the lighting in here now because it's also no longer evenly spaced. Oh, oops. Didn't mean to do that. That's where there used to be animals. But I'm going to wait until the barn is finished to do that because the barn is not finished. The next stage, the final stage, is to get Ash and Janko out of here so that I can move that wall out to here. And I know, this does look pretty good, doesn't it? I kind of liked that. I was like, ooh, maybe we have the partially open barn thing, but no. We're going to do it properly. We're going to move the two of them out. We need to free the turtles, get a different place for the... Where are they? The axolotls. They're just swimming around in here. I need to figure out how to breed them, get more axolotls. Speaking of breeding, I've been breeding cows. Well, mushrooms, I guess. One of them, by the way, is near dead, and I'm not sure why. Where did it go? Yeah, one of these took some damage, and I have no idea how that happened. But it's getting a little crowded in there. We definitely need to move them into an area... Well, no, to an area that's going to be more crowded. But in order to do that, we first have to get rid of this wall. But, in fact, today... I'd contemplated not doing any of that, because we have a bigger issue, okay? If we have a look inside of my inventory, which I will do as soon as I finish eating the salmon, you'll see wheat seeds. Now, why do we have wheat seeds? Well, it's because periodically I come over here to get wheat so I can feed the mushrooms. And goodness me, if that doesn't lead to a plethora of issues, right? Because what do we do with all these wheat seeds? Well, before, it wasn't that big a deal. We didn't have that many wheat seeds, so we just take them down here, and we would throw them inside of this chest. And you'll notice there's 32 wheat seeds in there. I keep half a stack, but that's not all of my wheat seeds. If you follow me back down here, please, for a moment, and you follow me down to the bottom of the world, which, by the way, I wish there was a way to make this faster. One of the things that I've considered is adding a third drop point that is just a drop all the way to the bottom of the world. There is a vine or something you can get from the nether. You know me, I love to learn my things from the YouTube shorts, and I've seen something you can fall onto and you won't take damage, but it also, unlike a sponge, or no, sorry, not a sponge. Don't do this with a sponge. Unlike a slime block, it won't send you jumping back up into the air. Anyway, see, this is an issue. Do you see my problem? Do you see what the problem is? Do you see the issue here? Do you see what's happened? Is that we're getting too many wheat seeds, and eventually that chest is going to be full, and maybe we want that chest to be full. Maybe we want a full chest of wheat seeds. What do I do if I add a third drop point? Where do I put it? Am I going to have to widen literally every floor? Am I going to have to widen this room? And then what does that do in here? You see, the issue is we'd have to move... You know what? Maybe we put it somewhere else. Maybe we put it somewhere else, and it only takes us down to Deep Store. It's the Deep Store shortcut. It just drops us in right here or something. I don't know what's above us right here in the world. If we have a look at the map... Oh, well, that would be perfect then, because that means there's nothing above us on any floor. We are just... Yeah, we just build out to here, dig straight down, and then... Boing. Or, no, well, there won't be a boing. We have to go to the nether and find this, I don't remember what it's called. It's some kind of vine. But that's not what we're doing today. Today, I need a solution to deal with all of these gosh darn seeds. And I want to do it right at the source. And there's a couple of different ideas that we can have for that, okay? So first things first, if we find something... Oh, goodness me. If we find something like our composters here, right? We can fill these things up with seeds, and they'll produce a, I think a bone mill. So we can get a bone mill out of there, and I think we can put a hopper on top and just dump the seeds in there, and it'll hop them in here. That's an option. That made no noise. Maybe it did? Oh, I just can't hear it. Oh, my speakers are like way down. There we go. Didn't realize how low my speaker, or not my speakers, but my headphones. To be honest, we don't really collect all that much of the seeds in one go. So we probably only need one hopper. Well, no, we're going to need 2 hoppers. Hold on, we need to make a bunch of chests anyway. And we're going to need to create at least... There we go. So that'll give us 8 chests, one of which is destined to become a hopper. And then pretty much everything else can kind of go back to where it was. I'm gonna do a job today. I'm gonna try to do a better job of keeping the chests sorted and the inventory clean. And can you guess what I was doing outside? Can you guess what I was doing in between episodes? Just based on the objects currently in my inventory. Can you want to take a stab in the dark there? See if you can't figure that one out. And I've still not slept, so guess what we're gonna be doing tonight as well? Isn't that fun? Hold on, we need to do this. Son of a gun. Need to do that as well. And you know what? Actually, while we're here, nothing's stopping us from going ahead and doing this. This is just sort of a practical thing to do. We're only going to get one of those, and that's okay. Yes, we do still need to move them, and that is still the plan, to sort of redesign all of this as a giant library. Although my idea of having it being nestled into the mountain here, like it'd have to be down there, because I realized if we did it right here, we do in fact have a small pond, and that part of the wall there is very thin, so you couldn't actually go but a couple blocks in, which is all you really need, actually. But I don't know how to handle this yet. I still think I might want to, starting right here, cut all of this out and bring it down level, and so we might end up doing that. I didn't see anything interesting out here with these guys, whether or not they were carrying any useful bits, bobs, knickknacks, paddywhacks, give a dog a bone. Come here, you. I see you. Aw, bummer. I don't see shells. I don't see fishing rods. I was gonna say, I think we can pretty safely leave here, but no, give me a second. Fighting the drowned is one of my favorite pastimes, alright? Leave me be. Hey, I remember testing whether or not the speedy potions gave you the ability to swim quickly. And as I remember it, they didn't. But for whatever reason, Speed 2 definitely lets you swim underwater. Was I just wrong about or swim faster, I should say. Was I just wrong about the potion? Does it actually work? Do they both work, or is it just... I mean, in any case, we definitely need to get more beacons. I wasn't joking about having them set up every 100 blocks in every direction around the island. So we would have sort of the maximum crossover and unlimited speed 2 and all that. That's still a real thing that I want to do. So check it out. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a hole in the ground with a double chest in it, or although actually maybe the double chest should go like right there, okay? So we have the double chest. Well, that was stupid. I'm still not used to that. I'm still not used to being able to hold down shift and it causing that problem. I didn't need to hold down shift there at all. I always hold down shift when I'm placing blocks. I don't know why. It's some sort of a disease of the mind here, but place that on top. And on top of there we have this. And then on the side of that we have this. And then all we need now is to cap this off, break this, and we just need to put some sort of cover over that, like a trap door of some variety. Give me a moment. We've got to keep the inventories tidy. Alright, that's what we're doing today. We're keeping the inventories tidy. We're keeping everything sorted. We'll use one of these because it should kind of closely match the color of the composter itself. Well, no, that's not true. The composter is very reddish. That's kind of close. Junglewood might actually be a closer match, though. We need to figure out what our new color theme is going to be for summer. I mean, I know we've only just kind of gotten to spring. Here's the problem, though. A lot of my viewers are around the world. They're around the country, even. They're up north of the Mason-Dixon line, right? It's been colder there longer. For me, spring felt like it started in, like, the end of January. We had some cold snaps throughout February and March, but for the most part, I was going through spring while a lot of y'all were still dealing with winter. And now that spring is upon us, man, it feels like summer outside for me, which is why I'm already thinking about, like, yeah, we just decorated all this up for spring, right? But what are we going to do for summer? We're going to get rid of the pink, and we're going to replace it with, I'm thinking probably yellows and blues. That seems pretty summery. I'd like to redecorate for every season this year. I think that would be fun. All right, which one looks better? Honestly, neither of them are a perfect match, but I do think I prefer the oak, not because of any particular reason, besides the fact that I would prefer it, and I don't need to give you any more information than that. But that'll let us access that chest, except it won't because there's a block on top of it, and I should have foreseen that. That's a pretty obvious thing that would happen. Okay, no, that's okay though, because you know what? Watch this. We're gonna solve this problem real quick. Okay, here they come. All right, here let's be ready. There we go, nice and simple. Oh, at the crack of dawn, the one of them again. So we're gonna use Silky to do that, and then we're gonna get these chests, plop them down, and then we will have. I don't think what a hopper does not prevent a chest. Yeah, it doesn't prevent a chest from closing. So. Composter. Do you have to have the compost? Hold on. Does this need to be on top of the composter? Hold on. First off, I've done all of this wrong. That goes first. And then the composter goes on top of it. And then my question is, can you hop into the side of it? Because if so, that would be cool. Let's collect some of these and we'll figure it out. So we've got 12 of them, and if I dump them in there, absolutely nothing happens. So, yeah, maybe we do need to put this on top. So now if I put those in there... Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that! Okay, and it almost filled up. Oh no, it did! Hey! Alright, now we're getting somewhere. So this is entirely pointless here. We don't need this anymore. We can completely replace that. And then we'll get that trapdoor back out. Plop that right there. Now we have access to the chest. How about that? Okay. Let's do the thing where I go through and collect all of these. And normally the way that I do that, there's no automated system for it. I know you can do an automated system, but normally what I do is I just hold down the right click and then left click. I know this isn't some sort of brilliant automated technique, and there are ways of doing this. Although all the ways I know of for doing this generally involve just washing it all away with water, and then you have to manually replant anyway. Which, I mean, would I really save that much time? I suppose the advantage is for planting, right? Like, if we break a bunch of these in a single go, and I'm kind of mad that they're out of sync anyway, so we're going to break them all like that. Alright, if you're not trying to be careful about it, the replanting just kind of looks like this. Yeah, okay, so if we automate it with a big water flush, and then we just come back in and manually replant, that would be faster than this. And there's not really many ways you could speed this up other than just... Well, I guess I have just sped it up by, you know, moving quicker. So I take it back. But this is still slower. Alright, you've got me. Maybe we'll do it. We'll see. Comment down below. Should I make the flushable wheat farm? Yes or no? But you can now see my problem, right? Like, every time we do that, we end up with so many of these wheat seeds that we just don't need. Now, do we need bone meal? No, but it's more useful to have bone meal than it is to have a bunch of seeds. And we've already replanted the ones... We've already kept the ones we needed for replanting, so the rest of these can go in here now. And now we can just watch the miracle... I was going to say the miracle of life. This is not a miracle of life. I don't even know what you would call this. The miracle of time on organic matter? Something along those lines? We can just leave. We don't have to stay here for this. This is a completely automated system. We're done. Our part in this is done. As is the video? I don't know. I thought this would be more involved. But I have been talking a lot lately about how we need to be comfortable with making shorter content. You know, not every video needs to be 40 minutes long if we're trying to make 365 of them in a year. Nothing wrong with making a video that focuses on achieving a singular goal. In fact, it's probably better that way. I think we have an odd number of cows, and I feel awkward now, because there's someone in there... Oh, no! Oh, horrible mistakes were made. Well, I guess things could be worse. Can I trick them to come back in here? Oh, actually, yes, kind of. Huh, okay. I thought this was going to be like a big crisis. But at the end of the day, it's just about nearly... Oh, did not mean to do that. No, come down here. No, no, darn it. Come along, you two. Where did that chicken come from? And where's it going? Come on, you can do it. Just get in there. Has it reached maximum capacity such that you can no longer fit to get in? I don't feel like that's true. I think you just need a little bit of a nudge. You better figure out how to get in there, because if you can't get in there, you're no use to me. Honestly, I have no interest in keeping you around. Come on. Hop up there. Get in there. You can do it. There's nothing stopping you. Actually, for some reason, I feel like they just can't get in there. That's a shame. Alright, you know what? It's okay. I can think of worse things than having a couple of mushrooms. You thought I was going to just eviscerate them, didn't you? You thought, oh no, those two poor creatures, based on my previous experience with Howdy Folks content, they're not long for this world. No, I don't care. Let them roam. That's fine. I've got plans for them in the future, but we need to move these two, which is what we're going to do next time. Where are we going to put them? That's the thing. I'm still not sure. We'll figure that later. Until then, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.